only chance here. It's about getting them a hit. Cherry needs to step up to the plate. It's all about
very pointed draft here by Nova against J-Team. J-Team going deep in the champ pool with Nunu. Will it pay off? Let's find out as we send it back to the casters for game number 2.
Thanks, D-Gon. Thank you, D-Gon. And we are getting ready for game 2. And I know that the analyst desk definitely had a lot of things to say, so I want to kind of rephrase it here for both TJ and Riku looking at these two compositions here.
Yeah, for me, the J-Team composition is one of the coolest comps I've seen in a while. If nothing else, it's original. It's about using that Nunu both as a frontline tank, but also as part of an engage cycle. You go in with the Nunu Snowball, you follow it up with Tidal Wave, you follow that up with Shockwave, with Riven Stun, any combination thereof that can start team fights and theoretically win them before the other team can press any buttons.
And this is just falls upon the usual Cherry special about the early game, having to roam, having to gank to get that early lead for the rest of the team.
Right, and they do need to get that early lead because compositions like the one J-Team are running rely on that initial engage being deadly. And over on Nova, they have tools to avoid that initial engage.
And one thing that is incredibly interesting is that we see double utility, Nami, Orianna, with a lot of healing and shielding, but it's an early game snowbally champion that they're gonna make sure that they raise. Not a Vayne, not a Kai'Sa.
It's about the Lucian.
It's about the Lucian early game.
And Barry and DY are doing a great job of trying to push that advantage.
Of the game.
Cherry already trying to find an opportunity here to make the first gank possible.
Parallel
Long answers back, but he steps back into the parallel convergence. Huge stun onto Cherry, and the knockback from Neon might have sentenced Cherry down. It is first blood for Nova this time around.
Okay, I understand. I understand that you want to gank mid lane. You want to gank mid lane because Neon is super squishy.
To get back into this game.
And one of the things that Cherry will have, despite the failed counter gank in the mid lane, he's playing Nunu, and this is one of the strengths that J-Team will be able to rely on throughout the game goes. With Consume, you add extra true damage, comboing with that with the Smite, you can outsmite Long at any part of the game.
And I think that's part of the decision-making that J-Team go through here. No, we don't have enough early games, so we're going to focus in and guarantee we get the Rift Herald. And Nova in response say, this is going pretty well for us. There's no reason to risk it for an objective we're probably not going to get. We're going to play the slow game. We're going to take the handshake trade, get that all-important Mountain Drake for the late game.
And I don't think they can defend against this one, though.
Nova did a couple of moments ago, right? When the Rift Herald was up for grabs, they dodged it.
Oh, but it is the Snowball that counter ganks Long. But however, they've brought 3 members of the party. But Shockwave! Shockwave onto 3 is going to send Nova into a conundrum, and they've got to retreat. The rest of the reinforcements have come through for J-Team. DY with a beautiful tidal wave cuts off the exit route for Nova. 3 have been wiped.
And that was J-Team's early game composition.
Looking for another snowball here. Parts the Nova, like the Red Sea, the rest of the members of J-Team have to follow up here, right into the choke point. But look at Neon, approaching from the left side of the flank, keeping Barry at a distance, the main damage dealer alongside Pan. Dawn trying to frontline, but realizes the rest of the damage dealers were zoned off by Neon, so he could not capitalize and has to retreat from the fight.
There's so much poke here.
Long looking for another one. Parallel convergence doesn't get the stun down on anyone. It's a flash out of Pan, and J-Team are retreating from the river.
Really good combo there by DY and Barry to get Barry out of the fight when Neon threatens him, but there's the problem. Neon is scary enough to force Barry away.
Cherry can always flash over, consume Smite, and outsmite Long, but they give him no chance to do it.
It's risky. J-Team was lacking one member. Dawn was busy split pushing at the top portion of the map, and they couldn't even finish it just yet. We'll see if Nova decides to defend that. Looks like that's gonna be a no, but Nova gathering a lot of these dragons so far, and this late game looks pretty good for them.
And Nova know that Dawn's up on the top side of the map, so they know they have a 5v4
Snowball ensuring that Cherry
else.
cannot get into the pit. Nova cleanly take the dragon without any meaningful contest. J-Team are still pushing for any stragglers here, and it's a hero's entrance from Yami, being able to re-enter the fight, cutting them off. But Shockwave is huge! The bubble from DY follows up beautifully, and the rest of J-Team are able to get massive massive damage. Down on a remake, down on a long. Neon almost biting the dust, barely managing to survive.
I don't know if that's enough, Mark, but it is a window. It is a chance for J-Team to get back into this game because it is not just those 2 kills. It is instantly going to convert to a massive swing at this Baron.
Yeah.
Nova do not have a jungler on the board for 30 seconds.
And it's Nunu too. You can burn this down with Consume so easily. You can take it up without any contest whatsoever from Nova. Baron swung over to J-Team and single-handedly wipe out multiple members here on Nova.
Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. There's only a minute left on this Baron,
Oh!
and Dawn has gotten caught out again.
Long heard us talking smack on here on the casting desk. And the rest of Nova making the defense happen 5-on-4 with Baron. Buff still on the side of J-Team for 45 seconds.
Yeah, this is the window that Nova has to take. They have to make sure that they don't lose more towers. They have to attack now while Dawn is gone for 30 seconds.
And none of these inhibitors are under threat, which means I think Nova
to
have
knock
done
down
it.
the turret with ease. Nova playing the turret splitting game.
They're playing that turret control game because they're setting up here. Oh,
What?
Cherry!
Cherry
Cherry?
Consume smites it, but was it worth it? Gets completely caught
For
out.
a blue
Absolute
buff.
Zero
Blue
doesn't
buff.
save you in that
Uh-oh.
instance.
And this is critical. 12 seconds to Baron. This is not the time to not be in the game.
Yeah, Baron's spawning, and Cherry steps up where he knows there are multiple enemy players to fight for a blue buff. And it has just cost J-Team their chance back into this game. They're going to need to do something truly incredible here.
4,000 HP, 2,000 HP.
Shockwave?
It is secured by Long, and the Shockwave is only clipping the frontline members. This parallel convergence separates J-Team from its front line. Yeetze and Dawn battling out as the frontline members. Huge bubble from DY clips the members of Nova, but they got what they wanted in the Baron.
Man, Pan is doing a scary amount of damage. It just is not enough to contest that Baron. Of course it isn't. They will have a chance to contest this Elder, though, and maybe that's J-Team's Hail Mary. They do have a respawn from Cherry right now. He'll be racing across the map.
What the damage, Long?
Oh, Long is about to single out Pan here.
Oh!
Long can do no wrong when it comes to assassinating crucial members of J-Team.
It's so good because you can tell Pan wanted to dodge the parallel convergence, but in the end, the Chrono Break is there.
A deep dive now against the inhibitors. Now for a 2-game lead in this grand final. Nova have a minute left on the Baron, and they run the map with the Elder Ocean Dragon up.
Dawn and Barry are the only members alive, but I don't think there's any way they can walk into that pit and contest. It's
Long was
already
shut
burned
out
down.
of the game consistently, and it called upon the laners to step up. This time around, Long repays the favor as Yeetze in a 1v2, buying as much time. Yami comes in with the hero's entrance, but the rest of Nova are getting work done on the bottom side of the map. Neon's already
They're
on the
going
base.
for the Nexus.
Long is hitting the Nexus. Neon's on the Nexus. Game 2 belongs to Nova Esports.
What